I still remember my last orders. The day the real war began.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 brings a single-player campaign to Battlefront. For those times when you need a break from getting murderized online by some random inhibiting the leaping form of Darth Maul. We've played the first 3 missions of that campaign, at the centre of which is Iden Versio, legendary soldier of the Galactic Empire. Here's what you need to know about Battlefront 2's new hero, except that she really knows how to put together a tight bun. Now look, I know what you're thinking, the Empire are the bad guys in Star Wars, right? Well, you're quite correct, but while Iden might be fighting for the ne'er-do-well Empire, at least she does it incredibly well. See, Iden is part of the Empire's Inferno Squad, which is like the A-Team but with glossier uniforms and a stricter devotion to ruthless galactic order. As Battlefront 2's campaign opens, we meet Iden's gang craftily infiltrating an Alliance ship.
I'm on the move.
So is the Corvus.
Before wreaking destruction on a spectacular scale, putting her expert training to good use in dispatching rebels. Have some of that, rebels! Yeah, that's what you get for trying to free the galaxy from the grip of tyranny.
Right on time.
How do you get players on side with a protagonist fighting for the Empire? Well, give her an adorable droid, of course.
There are too many rebels outside my cell. Find another way.
Iden's bleeping companion is an ID-10 Seeker droid, which is the kind that looks like a jellyfish that's broken in and pressed all the buttons in Tony Stark's research lab. The ID-10 unit can fit into vents, hack doors open, and, best of all, deliver a massive electric shock to far-off enemies. Maybe these chumps will think twice before putting their lives on the line for the freedom of all systems. Best of all, ID-10 folds up into Iden's backpack for travel, which is as adorable as it is convenient. Come on, you wouldn't even get BB-8 in a large suitcase.
Really go for a Parkel and Ale right. Taking them down.
Iden's loyal to the Empire, but not to all of its decisions. In the game's opening scenes, we see Inferno Squad deployed to Endor, ready to spring a trap that will crush the rebellion. But as Star Wars fans will know, things don't pan out that way. There's a plan going awry, and then there's this. Yikes. But in the wake of the second Death Star's destruction, Iden doesn't waste any time with tears, and is more immediately concerned with getting Inferno Squad out of harm's way.
Look alive, agents. We can grieve later. Right now we need to move.
Of course, if the new plan involves exploding the odd unsuspecting rebel, so much the better.
Patrol neutralized.
I'm diverting shield power to reignite the engine systems. Commander, fighters inbound.
Bombers 2, defend the Corvus. It has no shield power.
Iden's a capable fighter in her own right, of course, but is just as happy hooning around in the vacuum of space.
Good shot.
As we see when she escapes Endor in a recaptured TIE fighter, flexing her flight muscles to bring down rebel bombers. Y-wing, more like why bother, am I right, rebel scum? Iden has form in this area. In the novel that accompanies Battlefront 2, we learned her dogfighting days included combat at the Battle of Yavin, aka the final fight in A New Hope, when her TIE fighter team destroyed many a rebel X-Wing. Obviously, they didn't destroy quite enough because that battle ended with the first Death Star bursting like an overripe pumpkin, but that event was what inspired the formation of Inferno Squad.
The Admiral created Inferno so something like this wouldn't happen again.
I know.
Droid, slice that.
Iden's story will explore what happens to the Empire when its leaders are killed and its greatest weapon obliterated.
Destruction is the true face of the rebellion. It's the reason we've been fighting so long.
We tried to make them afraid, we only made them angry.
And in those extreme times, expect Iden's loyalties to get stretched pretty thin pretty fast, especially when the late Emperor shows up again with some kind of holographic last will and testament issuing orders from beyond the grave. Not much is known about the mysterious Operation Cinder.
Moff Raiders informed the Admiral that Operation Cinder could proceed as planned.
But from what we've seen, it's enough to make Iden very nervous. And bear in mind that by this point she's already seen her lot blow up Alderaan, and presumably didn't make too much of a fuss then.
Agent Hask, join me inside when I give the order. Until then, cover the Dauntless.
Iden's ties to the Empire aren't just professional or ideological though, because guess what? Her dad is an admiral.
Your next assignments, they are
Unusual.
He might not look like he'd be much fun at post-Christmas dinner charades, but those family ties are bound to be a source of conflict as the Empire lashes out following the Death Star's destruction.
The Empire will change, just like it did when they destroyed the first Death Star. We adapt or die.
So that's everything you need to know about Iden Versio, hero of the Empire.
Agent Hask, I'm in position.
Are you looking forward to vaporizing rebels? Let us know in the comments, and hey, if you haven't already, why not subscribe for more on Battlefront 2 and loads of other games, especially any that feature a backpack robot. See you next time.
What?